Hey, what is going on everyone? So in this video I want to make a very quick build video on my character. So I'm just going to kind of run through everything. I'm not going to really explain everything, but I am going to start off saying that no, I don't know everything about this game, and I'm not going to talk like I do know everything. And two, I'm not going to read off all the skills and everything, and this build does net around 25k to 30k DPS depending on your skill setup. So we are going to go and hop right into it, and I'm going to show you guys the gear. So on our main hand we have a Nirnhone dagger with poison damage enchant of Night Mother's Gaze, and everything on our build is currently golded, which is also an important thing mainly for your weapons, is to have them all golded because you're getting your maximum amount of damage with gold weapons. On the offhand we have a precise dagger of the Night Mother's Gaze with a weapon damage enchant, and then we have the Maelstrom's bow with precise on it. And then we're running 2-piece Veladreth, 5-piece Night Mother's Gaze, a Maelstrom's Bow, and then again 5-piece Vicious Ophidian. So the Veladreth, my helmet's got infused on it. You don't need infused, but it's preferable if you have all divines, but the one infused doesn't hurt my build too much, so I actually do kind of prefer it because it gives me a little bit extra stamina. Yeah, you got Veladreth here, Night Mother's Gaze, and of course Vicious Ophidian and stuff. Pretty much just the run of the mill, and you don't really need golden jewelry or golden armor to make full potential of this build. You can run through the normal trials and get the blue jewelry for starters, and you can have just purple gear. It doesn't really matter. You don't even need Veladreth. If you get Krogs, it's whatever. That's also a really good set. And mainly for your buff food, you're going to want something that increases your max health and max stamina. You don't really need anything else besides that. I use the garlic cod with potato crust, and then also for your potion that you want to pop, you want Essence of Weapon Power. Again, gives you weapon damage, critical rating, and restores stamina and gives you stamina recovery. So I mean, and all that's for 47.6 seconds, and it's on a 45-second cooldown. So if you're popping these back to back, you have 100% uptime of all three of these. So it's pretty good to have. And moving on from that, we're going down to the skills now. So I'm showing you guys the solo setup first. We use Surprise Attack, Steel Tornado, Deadly Cloak, Relentless Focus, Killer's Blade, and Incapacitating Strike. Really important abilities, really great setup. I'm not really going to show you guys a rotation or anything because I don't even use a rotation, honestly. I mean, I do net 25k to 30k DPS with this build, but I don't really have a set rotation. I just kind of hit an ability, whatever I feel like should come up next, that's what I do. And I'm always getting between that ball field of DPS. So on our back bar, we should have poison injection here, but whenever I respect my character not too long ago, it somehow reset the level of my poison arrow back to like 2 or something, and I couldn't morph it back into poison injection. So right now I'm stuck with this ability. So yeah, this should be poison injection. Then we should have rearming trap right here. Endless hail there. Mirage is great for damage mitigation and dodge chance. Resolving vigor, one of the best heals for stamina characters. You'll definitely want this. And if you're in a situation where you just need to AoE a bunch of things down and you're just really farming a bunch of mobs, Flawless Dawnbreaker is also a great weapon just to slam down on the ground and just put a really nice dot and a bunch of initial damage onto a bunch of enemies. And if they're undead or Daedra or something like that, again, even more damage. So I'm going to run you guys through all the passives and everything. I'm not going to go in the trees and actually explain them all, but as you can see from here, what we have unlocked, and that's pretty much just all you need to follow. So as you can see in the Assassination tree, we have all the passives, same for Shadow. Siphoning, we only need Catalyst because all the other ones are for Magicka, which we don't really use in this build like at all, except for one skill, which is Mirage. Two-handed doesn't matter. Here's dual wield. Then we have the bow skill tree. We go down to medium armor, and again, heavy armor doesn't matter. That's just for my PvP stuff. I have the heavy armor stuff unlocked. And then this doesn't matter. You don't need werewolf. Dark Brotherhood doesn't matter. Fighter's Guild, you pretty much want all the passives here except for Bounty Hunter. You don't need that one. I just have it unlocked because you get an extra quest in Cyrodiil every now and then, so it doesn't really affect anything. Persuasive Will, I mean, it's just good for questing and everything. You don't really need that either. Same with Thieves Guild, don't need it. But Undaunted, here's the big one. In every YouTube video that does any build videos at all, you will always see one common trend among them, and that is the Undaunted Passives. You want all of these at all times. Reason being, because of this one right here, Undaunted Metal increases your max health, stamina, and magicka by 2% per type of armor, heavy, medium, light that you have equipped. Current bonus is 2% for me because I'm only using medium armor. I have 7-piece medium, and I'm completely okay with that because, again, 2% is better than 0%. And then, of course, for Assault, you got Vigor here. You don't really need it in the passives here either. Support, nothing there that you need. And I am an Imperial, and I'll show you guys in a second why that is. And the reason why I'm not in a red guard, Khajiit, or something like that. And the reason why is because, again, max health. As you can see in the passives here, tough increases your max health by 12%. Conditioning increases your max stamina by 10%. And red diamond doesn't really matter, but it is a nice extra bit of healing. Crafting doesn't matter either. So moving on from that, we're going to go to our character and just look at the stats here. So let's switch to our main bar. This is where most of our damage truly is. So Magicka, pretty much around 10k, max health 8,500, stamina pretty much 35k, stamina recovery is around 800, weapon damage, we pretty much get 3,100 weapon damage, and our weapon critical is, let's just say 70%-ish, and so as you can see, all my attribute points are allocated into stamina, and that's so I don't have to worry, or the reason why I'm an Imperial is so I don't have to worry about the maximum health at all, because I have that extra 12% from my passives. Pretty much means I never have to worry about the max health at all. Because in vet trials, if you didn't know already, you have to have pretty much 17k health, or else you will be getting one hit a lot. And for Armanda Stone, of course, you want the Shadow because it increases your critical damage done by 13%. And whenever you throw down your rearming trap, that also gives you an extra 10% critical damage done. So you pretty much nearly have 25% extra damage just from your criticals. And being that we have 70% criticals means 70% of the time you're hitting critical strikes that do 25% extra damage. So if I recall correctly, that is just outrageous. You're hitting some pretty crazy numbers with this build. And also the weapon damage, 3,100, that's pretty high. So we're hitting pretty high numbers. And if you are an Imperial or whatever, Red Guard or anything, you do get that extra 10% stamina. So you have around 35k-ish stamina. Your abilities are pretty much at their peak of how much damage they can do. Champion points, I'm just going to kind of run you through here. As you can see in each one, we have 75 in Tenacity and Mooncalf, nothing in the Shadow, Apprentice, nothing. Atronach, we have 5 in Master at Arms. In Ritual, we have 40 in a Thaumaturge, 55 in a Precise Strikes, and 49 in a Mighty. In the Steed, we have Ironclad, we have 61 into that. And then under the Lady, we have 30 into Hardy and 30 into Elemental Defender, and then 18 into Thick Skinned. And then we move over to the Lord, and one of the most important ones is 11 into Quick Recovery. And the reason why is because that also buffs your Vigor, which that extra 3% may not seem very much, but it has saved my butt a bunch of times. So that's pretty much it for the champion points, and I guess that's pretty much it for the build. And I think I've hit my goal of wanting to make a build video in under 10 minutes, so that's pretty much it for everything. So yeah, guys, I'll have links to the wikis and for the sets and everything if you want to go look in those more detail and everything, see where they drop and how they drop, or what trades you can get on them or whatever or whatnot. And yeah, so that's pretty much do it for the video. And if you guys are new here, don't forget to subscribe, and if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to drop a like. And thank you guys all for watching, and peace out.